Well, I did this once and the sound came out like chipmunks, so I need to do it again. I think it's working all right now. So I'm going to go to the course and demonstrate how to get your assignments and how to submit your assignments. So in the Content tab is where you'll find most of this. You'll find your units. Under each unit, there is an announcement, which may have some important material, may not. Sometimes there's no announcement. Anyway, there's a link to your discussion, which is the same one as is on your sidebar. There's a link to your assignments. And there's a chapter quiz down here. In Unit 1, it tells you to register for Connect. Most of you have done that fine. Excuse me. The Science of Biology is a Learn Smart assignment. It is a reading tool. That's all it is. I'm going to open it very fast. I'm going to launch it. And I'm going to go to the student view. I'm going to preview student view just to show you how to use it in case you don't know or it's been confusing you. When you download this assignment for each chapter or pair of chapters or whatever, how they have it put together, click on Learn. And what you want to do is use the Read button, which is this one that's already up. But you may not get the Read button up. The Read button highlights the important things in this book, in the pages for you to learn. And you go from page to page, okay? And read the highlighted stuff. You'll eventually come to practice questions. And you can answer those practice questions. Here is practice right here. And you practice it at the end. When you're all done and you have all the questions correct, you get 100, and that's the end of that. Okay? So that's what that's all about. Those 100 points are there for you. I'm going to relaunch Google to learn the material and to track your progress through 100% of that assignment or that tutorial. It is not a part of your grade and so forth. So let's go to the discussion that you have for each week while we're here. When you submit a discussion, you are creating a thread and you type it into this window. Some people attach a Word document rather than cut and paste into this window, and then you hit submit. I would prefer that you do not attach documents in the discussion, but that you put them in the window so that everybody can see them. It's easier for your peers to respond, and it's easier for you to respond when you can read the discussion rather than have to click on a link. Okay. So, going back to the discussion, we'll pick one out to look at. Here's one by Rebecca. When you read the discussion, you can reply. Again, type it into the window, please. Don't attach a reply. And then hit submit, and you'll have your reply. You reply to 2 students or 2 of your peers in each unit after doing your own initial major post and discussion. And if you are asked, you should pay attention to this now, if you are asked to put references or citations, then do it in APA style, please. That's the policy of Globe University. We have links to teach you that. They're right there in your course. Or you can get help from your local librarian. They're always glad to help you with that. Citations are when you put in a sentence in a paragraph, parentheses, Johnson et al., 1925, parentheses. A reference is when you put a reference or literature cited section at the end of your paper. People seem to think that citations is a word that is interchangeable with the term reference, and they use it that way, but that's not technically correct. Let's go back to the assignment tabs in the content tab and take a look at the assignments. In Unit 1, there's a lab. So you'll notice I might have a lecture under the reading. There's the discussion tab. It's the same, goes to the same place as the one in the sidebar. The Learn Smart assignments are down here. The quiz is here. It submits automatically as you take it. If you have a problem with it, if you get kicked out, just let me know and I'll reset it for you. No problem. I'll do it as quickly as I can and I'll respond to you as quickly as I can. Let's look at the assignments. The assignment might be a writing assignment, but it might be a lab. In this case, it's a lab, and up here I have a lab demonstration added to it so you can watch me do it. This link is the lab link. This link is the instructions, which are questions usually that you are to answer. It'll tell you to do the lab and then answer the questions. Do the lab fully. Sometimes there's options to use different varieties of things. Use all the varieties so that you can compare them, please. If you make a table, don't use the table in the lab. It's difficult. It's better to make a Word document table and fill it out yourself. That way you can manipulate it better and it's easier for you and me. This lab assignment link here is your submission window. All you have to do is type the answers to your questions here or cut and paste from another document right into here. You can browse and attach, but if it's not a Word document, I can't read it and neither can anybody else. So it's better to type your answers in here, hit submit. It goes directly to the grade book and lets me know that there's something to grade, and then I can get to it and grade it. And if it's typed in here rather than attached, it's easier for me to grade and quicker. It saves me a lot of time. So I'd appreciate that. But either way is acceptable. Either way is acceptable. I'm going to go back to the content tab a minute. And I'm going to go back to Unit 1 so that you can see the lab and the assignments. Unit 1 assignments. This is going to be a virtual laboratory, as I mentioned. Here's the links. The lab instruction link is here. Here's the questions, right there. This is called dependent and independent variables, but it's about corn borers. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to the lab link. The lab link takes you to the virtual lab. Sometimes you have to click an external link when you get there, and here it is. Read the directions on the side of this lab, please. Take a look at what you can click on, all the stuff you can click on. Look, here's a greenhouse handbook. It'll open up and you can read about things. The table, as I mentioned, is not too neat. There's a calculator here and there's a journal. This is where you can type your answers. Question 1 of 6, and I get them by email, but please don't use this. It's better to use the submission tab because, again, these come as an email and they are not connecting to the gradebook. So I would rather you don't use them. But use the assignment tab and the other tab to get your questions, although you can look at them here. Okay, you can print a copy of this too. Look at, here's a scale, day 1. Sometimes once you get your samples loaded in here, you would click on that and so forth. Now I want to go back again to the content tab, and I want to look at a unit that does not have a lab assignment. Unit 2. No lab assignment in Unit 2. Unit 2 assignment. Read Chapter 3. What is the building block for this molecule? Right here it tells you what your assignment is. In some cases you have to click on this to find your assignment. Okay? But there's Unit 2 assignment. And if you click on this, there's the questions again. and there's the window that you can type your answers in. Again, if you use Citations, please use APA style. Submit right here. This goes to the grade book. It lets me know that there's an assignment. I get it, I can grade it, and so forth. Okay, so that's all you have to do. It's real simple. So if you have any other questions, email me. If you get stuck on a quiz or it kicks you out, email me and I'll reset the quiz. You can start over. I'll help you out. Don't worry. It'll all be fine.